My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of the Banshees of Inisherin. And this is a movie I was really looking forward to because it's directed by Martin McDonagh, who is one of my favorite working directors nowadays. It also stars Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson, so you've got the whole In Bruges team back together, and In Bruges is one of my favorite movies ever. It's in my top 20. It's profound, it's emotional, it's hilarious, it's filled with great performances. I just adore it. And I heard great things about this movie, so I went into it with high expectations, and this movie is even better than I was hoping it would be. I absolutely loved it, and as of right now, it's my favorite movie of 2022. And it's such a simple story. It's just about these two lifelong friends, and one day one of them is just like, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. And just how things escalate from there. It's a very simple story, but it's told effectively. Each character is handled with care and given some level of depth, and that makes all the difference. You know, Neil Druckmann, the guy who wrote Last of Us and Last of Us Part 2, gave some advice one day, and it was simple story, complex characters. And that's what we get on display here, and it's just handled so incredibly well. Like, when you look at every character at the start of this movie and where they are at the end, they are completely different people, and their transition from start to end is absolutely seamless. And the way that each character represents a different worldview, whether it's someone looking out for their legacy, or someone who's just trying to be nice, or someone who's just looking for someone to connect with, or someone who's just caught in the middle of all this nonsense. And how all these different people and ideas come clashing against each other, it's fascinating stuff. And I love how this conflict between these two characters have consequences for everyone around them. It's just such a smart script. And on top of that, this movie manages to be hilarious. This is the most I've laughed in a movie theater in years. I think this movie is really funny. There are some lines that cracked me up real good. Some of the line delivery is just pitch perfect. And then you've also got lots of emotional stuff going on as well. And the movie's able to balance all of that so consistently and so perfectly. I think it's such a well-written and well-directed movie by Martin McDonagh. It's incredibly well shot. They really bring this Irish town to life. I love the music in this movie. And I also love the fact that instead of saying fuck, everyone says feck throughout the entire movie. It's just something so small, so minor, but I really do love it. And I love the note this movie ends on. It might be too sudden for some people, and it doesn't end in a big way. But when you think of it, of just this is how things are now, I thought it was really effective. And I just love the way the movie explores so many different ideas from, like I said, legacy. What are you going to leave behind after you die? And just being nice, trying to be a good person. You'll have nothing to show for it. But is it important? And then also you've got exploration of pride and just the permanency of life and decisions you make. I think it just tackles so many different aspects of the human condition in such a thoughtful manner in ways that really resonated with me. You know, everyone's had friends that they've had falling outs with. And yes, this movie does take it to extremes, but there is some sort of emotional foundation for anyone to connect to. And you've also got a cast filled with amazing performances. Colin Farrell doesn't get the credit he deserves. I've always loved him and I still do. He should have won an Oscar for In Bruges. The fact he didn't is absolutely criminal. I thought he was great in Saving Mr. Banks. I thought he was the best part of the Batman earlier this year. I thought he was great in the Total Recall remake, which I know people don't like, but I enjoy that movie. I think he's really good in Daredevil, in Phone Booth, in Minority Report. He's good in just about everything I see him in, and this might be his best performance. It's either this or In Bruges, but my goodness, he is really outstanding here. The amount of humanity that he brings to this character, you just feel so bad for him, but he also gets on your nerves and you understand how he's pushed people away, and he also hits those comedic beats so perfectly. His line delivery is always pitch perfect. This is really a phenomenal performance, and I hope it gets recognized in the near future. The guy is just unreal at this, and yeah, I love what he brings to this movie. You've got Brendan Gleeson, Knuckles McGinty himself. He's in this movie, and I thought he was really fantastic too. This is one of his best performances as well. He brings a lot to his character, and he just hits every beat he needs to so perfectly. And I love where the character ends up at the end. That's all I'll say. Then you've also got Carrie Condon, who was Mike's daughter in Better Call Saul, but she has a lot more to do in this movie, and she pulls it off flawlessly. I thought she was excellent as well. And you've also got Barry Keoghan, who keeps impressing me. Like, I thought he was amazing in Killing of a Sacred Deer, and I think he's great here. It's not a showy performance. It's not one where he's given a ton to do, but he stands out every time he's on screen. And it's a type of performance that could have become an over-the-top caricature, but he just keeps it grounded and he just feels like a real person. And yeah, I thought he was great too. So you've got yourself an incredibly smart script with emotion and some great humor to balance it out. You've got yourself great performances, you've got yourself a great director, and you've just got this great exploration of being human and trying to find purpose in life, and what do you prioritize, what's important to you, and how all those different ideas come clashing together. I loved it. I loved it. I'm going to go ahead and give the Banshees of Inisherin an 8.5 out of 10. Even though I gave it an 8.5 out of 10, I could see it going up in the future. This movie was really excellent, and if you haven't seen it, I can't recommend it enough. I just loved it. But did you watch the Banshees of Inisherin? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon. And Gavin, out.